Breach of contract is a common legal issue, but when does it become a federal matter? This video will explore the intersection of contract law and federal jurisdiction, providing key insights for both plaintiffs and defendants. Contrary to what some might assume, not all contract breaches qualify as federal cases. For a breach of contract to be heard in federal court, it must involve a federal law or meet the requirements for diversity jurisdiction. Diversity jurisdiction occurs when the plaintiffs and defendants are from different states, and the claim exceeds $75,000. Several factors influence whether a case is heard in state or federal court. These include the contract's forum selection clause, the location where the contract was signed or performed, and whether the breach involves federal statutes. Understanding these factors is crucial for determining the appropriate venue for your case. For plaintiffs pursuing a breach of contract claim, there are specific legal actions to consider. They must establish jurisdiction, file in the appropriate court, and prove the elements of breach, such as the existence of a contract, its terms, and the damages incurred. On the other hand, defendants can challenge breach claims by asserting lack of consideration, failure to perform due to external factors, or an expired statute of limitations. Federal question jurisdiction applies to contracts directly governed by federal law. Examples include government contracts and certain intellectual property disputes. In these cases, federal courts have the authority to hear the case regardless of the party's citizenship or the amount in controversy. Many contracts include forum selection clauses, which specify where disputes must be litigated. These clauses can designate a particular state court, a federal court, or even mandate arbitration. However, if a contract requires litigation in federal court but lacks federal jurisdiction, the clause may be unenforceable. Courts carefully analyze these clauses to ensure they were freely negotiated and that enforcement would be fair and reasonable. It's important to understand how federal and state courts differ in handling breach of contract claims. State courts typically handle most contract disputes unless federal law applies. Federal courts operate under different rules of procedure and have judges appointed for life, which can impact the outcome of a case. Choosing the right jurisdiction and court venue can significantly influence the outcome of a civil lawsuit. The decision requires careful consideration of various factors, including the nature of the contract, the parties involved, and the specific circumstances of the breach. An experienced attorney can provide invaluable assistance in navigating these complex legal waters and making strategic decisions that can help win your case. In conclusion, understanding whether breach of contract constitutes a federal question involves careful analysis of jurisdiction, contract terms, and applicable laws. Whether you're a plaintiff seeking damages or a defendant facing a claim, knowing how federal and state courts handle these cases is crucial for developing an effective legal strategy.